the country, coached by Ginger High Colvin in her 17th season, 464 wins for Coach Ginger High Colvin. The former Lady Tiger is the 6-time Mid-South Conference Coach of the Year award winner, 18-1 on the season. Miranda Denny, the former Lady Tiger, and the 2021-22 recipient of the Assistant Coach of the Year award in the league. On the sideline, of course, and Brett Sow as well. For Campbellsville, Bailey Pettigo, 5'9", the graduate guard from Glasgow, Kentucky. Lauren Lee, 5'7", a junior guard from Liberty, Kentucky. Maddie Boyle, 5'6", the senior guard. She's Milledgeville's finest. Courtney Pritchett, 5'8", a graduate forward from Byrdstown, Tennessee. And Caitlin Wilkes, 6'2", the graduate forward from Stanford, Kentucky. For Coach Jeff Nickel and the 11th-ranked Georgetown College Tigers, assisted by Abby Poiter and Keith Kearns. They'll run out Tiana McDaniel, 5'9", a sophomore guard from Las Vegas, Nevada. Aaron Toller, 5'7", a sophomore guard from Louisville, Kentucky. Izzy Lamparty, 5'11", a junior forward from Canfield, Ohio. AJ Stevenson, 5'10", the junior guard from Huntland, Tennessee. And Callie Jackson, 5'11", a junior forward from Mayfield, Kentucky. The Tigers tonight in the the road black uniforms. Campbellsville across the chest in maroon with maroon numerals, white trim. Georgetown College in the home whites. Georgetown across the chest in black, black numerals. Orange trim for Georgetown. Maddie Boyle will do the honors. Boyle playing with a heavy heart. Her grandfather, Jeremy's dad, Ronald, passing away this week. Been a rough week for the Boyle family, and she's got many friends and family on hand here tonight, and she'll do the honors, jumping it up with Lamparty, and Boyle won't even leave the ground. It'll be Georgetown basketball to start. Stevenson will work it to McDaniel inside. Jackson finds Stevenson an early three, and that is good for A.J. Stevenson. She can really shoot it, 37.8% on the season from long range. She'll get Georgetown on the board to begin things here. McDaniel trying to cut off Lee. She'll back away, bounce it into the corner, short corner to Pritchett, who navigates her way back out front. Pettigo works left side. Boyle will clear. Toller gives chase. Screen from Wilkes. She bluffs the pass, 10 to shoot. Lee going to drive, working against McDaniel. Soft touch, a little floater there off the end line, no good. Wilkes is fouled on the putback, and Kit Kat will take a trip to the free throw line as she is fouled early by Callie Jackson. That's the first on Jackson. First on Georgetown. And Wilkes goes to the line with an opportunity to get Campbellsville on the board. First free throw for Wilkes is good. One more coming for Caitlin Wilkes. She gets both, so the reigning conference player of the year comes back down the court. Well, slap of the hands with Maddie Boyle in approval, and Campbellsville will try to lock in defensively, trailing by a point. They'll go long to Toller. She's run off the spot, drives in, looking for Lamparty, who has to save it. Back out they come. McDaniel into the corner. Stevenson again, three on the way. That one is long. And the rebound going to go out of play. Actually saved in bounds by Jackson. Toller picks it up about 6-8 feet from midcourt. Here's McDaniel driving, kicks it out. Jackson now needs somewhere to go with it. McDaniel down to 1 second. She's not going to get a shot off. Georgetown didn't realize that Stevenson's shot was long over the rim. She saved it in bounds, but Georgetown unable to get a look at the rim. The second chance opportunity, and a turnover gives it back to Campbellsville. Pritchett holds, cutting his Boyle not there. Pritchett down on the end line, works her way back to Pettigo in the middle. Boyle with the entry. Wilkes going to go to work against Lamparty. Spins and gets the bucket off the window. Kit Kat with a nice post move there. Campbellsville leads 4-3. We've played just over 90 seconds today. Just Reed Alumni Gymnasium. Boyle got a deflection, but Campbellsville couldn't run it down. McDaniel to Stevenson on the wing, and they throw it inside for Jackson, who could not handle it cleanly. I don't know if the pass, if she was not expecting it, or just muffed it. Either way, it goes out of bounds. Campbellsville gets it back. Again, the Lady Tigers going right to left in the first half. Thanks for joining us tonight on the Campbellsville University Sports Network, 88.7 The Tiger, through the TuneIn Radio app. Lee cut off, back out to Pettigo. Campbellsville the 1-point advantage, looking for more. Pritchett wanted Wilkes, not there. Back, Boyle won't shoot it. At the elbow, needs help. Pritchett again, she catches. 8 seconds. Pritchett going to work left side. Stops. Needs help. Steps through and kisses one in herself as she worked around the defender. Stepped right inside. She wanted to get it to Wilkes, but unfortunately for Georgetown, Pritchett able to make a move despite the defensive work. Campbellsville leads by 3. Pass inside. Lamparty did not handle it clean. We're going to have steps called as Pettigo did a nice job to recover. Lamparty shuffled the feet down on the inline. We're going to get a quick change here by Coach Nickel as Lamparty will check out. And this is Trinity Clock, 6'1", junior forward from Germantown, Maryland. That is Clock spelled with a K, not a C. 6-3, Campbellsville the advantage. Boyle off the left wing. Has Pritchett out front. Back to Boyle with Toller right there. Boyle tries to work around Toller. Nowhere to go. Out top, Lee. Right wing, Pritchett. Down to 8 seconds. Boyle long 2. That is strong. The rebound to Callie Jackson for Georgetown. Here comes McDaniel. McDaniel works around Lee. She'll come to Toller. Right corner. Toller has to save it. And the ball is thrown away as it was too far out in front of Toller. McDaniel thought Toller was going to sag into the corner. She stopped. They're trying to match up. Trailer. Wilkes. 3. Bang! Caitlin Wilkes with an Edward Jones 3. She was the trailer, the last one back down the court. Georgetown lost her straight away, and Wilkes cashes in on an Edward Jones payout. Campbellsville leads by 6, 9-3. Clock gets the step, was fouled. They missed it. Lee spills into Wilkes. Georgetown has a rebound here. Second chance. That is McDaniel for 3. And Tiani McDaniel, that's 27% on the year from long range. Hits one. Campbellsville with a 3-point lead. All 6 of Georgetown's points have come from long range. Pettigo stops in the middle of the lane. Back out to Boyle. She's got an entry to Wilkes. Going to work against Clock. Wilkes, strong move. Clock blocked it. Ball is free. Lee tried to save it as she spills into the cheerleaders down there on the inline. May have ran into Wilkes as she tried to pitch it back in play. So Campbellsville comes up empty thanks to the block by Trinity Clock. Clock spending time at Radford University before transferring here to Georgetown. 9-6 the lead for Campbellsville. 6 minutes to play in the first quarter. Bounce it over to Jackson. Toller working with it. Gets the step, and we've got a cheap foul called here on Maddie Boyle. Boyle picks up her first. First on the Lady Tigers. In the sauna-like Davis Reed Alumni Gymnasium in Georgetown. Campbellsville will pressure here. Boyle gives chase. Now Lee picks up McDaniel. Inside they want Clock, and she kicks it out of bounds. Another turnover on the Tigers. That feels like 4 or 5. Looking down at the stat sheet here. And that is the 5th on Georgetown. Campbellsville 7 points off turnovers. The Lady Tigers looking for points here, hoping to extend their 3-point advantage. Pettigo out front, defended by Stevenson. She'll work right side with Pritchett. Hands it off here to Boyle. Boyle working around Wilkes. Boyle all the way to the rim, scoops one up. She's fouled. Late whistle here. They'll call Clock as she got a piece of the hand of Maddie Boyle. That's the first on Clock, 2 on Georgetown. And Boyle will go to the free throw line here for the Lady Tigers. First free throw for Boyle on the way is good. 85% on the season is Boyle, who again has a host of friends and family in attendance here tonight. And that free throw good as well. So Campbellsville leads by 5 here. Their largest advantage was 6. Georgetown scored right out of the gate the first 10-15 seconds with an A.J. Stevenson 3. Since then, it's been 1-3 by McDaniel. McDaniel on the drive, left side, picks it back out. Clock going to work inside over Pritchett, and that is good for Trinity Clock. 11-8. Lee gets the step, looking to dump that down to Wilkes, kicks it back out. 3 on the way for Pettigo, no good. Ball batted. Boyle plucks it out of the sky. She feeds in through, threads the needle. Wilkes couldn't finish, gets her own miss. She'll go back up and tally 2 points. Campbellsville a second chance points that trip. 13-8 the score. Jackson pressured from behind. Now inside, it's stolen. McDaniel wanted Clock. Pritchett got a hand on it. The Lady Tigers the other way. Lee back out, left wing, triple on the way. Bang! Courtney swish it with an Edward Jones payout. And Campbellsville's up by 8, 16-8. Toller in the middle, working around Pritchett, throws up an off-balance shot. Nowhere close. Wilkes the rebound. Pettigo wants Lee. Has her. Lee hesitates. Up off the window. Good. The Lady Tigers lead by 10, 18-8. Just over 4 minutes to play in the first quarter. What a start for Campbellsville. Jackson mishandles it. She's trying to pick it up. Does, as Pettigo and Boyle were there. Stevenson into the middle now. Less than 4 to play in the first quarter. Right side, Jackson can't shoot it. She'll deck it and drive. In between two defenders. Now Clock going to try the jumper. That's no good. Wilkes with a nice job on the glass. Campbellsville the other way. Pritchett working. Right side, Lee. Changes coming for Campbellsville. Lee splits the defenders, gets the step, that ball pops off on Lauren Lee, and it'll go out of bounds. Last touch by Campbellsville. This brings us to a media stoppage here as the Lady Tigers lead by 10 with 3:28 to play in the first quarter. 18-8 your score. We'll step away. You're following the Lady Tigers. This is the Campbellsville University Sports Network.
We are Kentucky Broadcasters, your hometown radio and television stations. We bring you breaking news. We keep you safe. We serve your community in good times and in bad. Your local broadcasters are always there. We are deeply rooted in your small towns and your big cities. We champion a strong sense of civic pride, no matter how we connect. Over the air, online, and on your device. We are Kentucky Broadcasters. There when it matters.
3:28 to play in the first quarter. Campbellsville leads Georgetown 18-8. A top 25 matchup. Number 3 CU. Georgetown at number 11 in the latest poll. The Lady Tigers 18 points, 50% from the field. They have scored 12 of their 18 off of 6 Georgetown turnovers. The Lady Tigers winning the battle and rebounding at the moment. Fairly small, but 5-3 the advantage. Georgetown has taken just 7 shots. The Lady Tigers have taken 12 shots to go with 4 of 4 from the free throw line. Changes for both teams here. The Lady Tigers have sent Elizabeth Bertram into the lineup. Bert, 5'6" junior guard from Glasgow, Kentucky. Kayla Luby out there as well, 6'2", the graduate forward from D, Nebraska. Also into the lineup for the Lady Tigers is Whitney Hay here as Clock able to make a move towards the rim and get the finish over Pritchett. Hay, 6-foot redshirt sophomore forward from Eastview, Kentucky. Georgetown has sent in Sophie Smith, 5'7" junior guard from Lawrenceburg, Kentucky. Lee works against Smith at the moment. Needs some help, bounces it out. Hay behind the back. Hay spinning in the lane. Shot up. Good for Whitney Hay as she goes to work on Ellie Wilkerson. Wilkerson, 5'10" sophomore forward from Plainfield, Indiana. Out front is Smith. Toller, Stevenson, and Clock, the 3 that remain on the court. Here's Toller for 3, around and out, no good. Clock up the backside, and she's going to pick up her second. It's 2 on Clock, 3 on Georgetown. Tyra Flowers checking in. Flowers, 5'10", sophomore forward from Winchester, Kentucky. So the lone Lady Tiger starter remaining on the court here is Lauren Lee. 20-10, Campbellsville the advantage. Lee works right side, hands it back to Hay. Hay on the dribble, working against Wilkerson. Help defender, going to tie her up. That was Toller who was chasing down Bertram. The arrow will stay with Campbellsville. 18 on the shot clock. 2:25 remaining in this first quarter. Jalen Lamberside has checked in, 6-foot senior forward from Nicholasville, Kentucky. Bertram needs help. Now looking at the entry, it was swatted back to her though as Lamberside got a piece of it. 10 seconds. Luby working in, kicks it out. Flowers going to go to work. She stops, needs help. 4 seconds. Bertram just going to have to throw it up. Step back shot is blocked by Toller, and it's a shot clock violation on the Lady Tigers. So Campbellsville a bit out of sorts offensively that trip, and they'll come up empty. Boyle going to check back in for Campbellsville. Maddie Boyle will enter here, and Elizabeth Bertram will check out. So change here as Jeff Nickel upset about something. I don't know what is drawing the ire of Georgetown's coach here. Lamberside looking, and that pass picked off. They wanted Lamberside inside. Campbellsville got a hand on it, lead the other way, through some contact, can't finish. Flowers stumbles down as Smith wants to go long to Toller. Has her. Toller trying to bounce one. Another Georgetown turnover. Well, Campbellsville can't save it. The Lady Tigers had an opportunity at another takeaway, but it couldn't. They could not run it down in that far corner right in front of the Tiger basketball team as they got to the gym just a few minutes before tip-off. Brent Vernon's club take on Georgetown in just a bit. Wilkerson out to Toller, contested three. That's going to be hard. Rebound taken in by Maddie Boyle. Boyle quickly has Lee. Lee, three-point line. Inside, that is Flowers down the end line. Open. Boyle, three on the way. Bang! Maddie Boyle with an Edward Jones three. The Lady Tigers up by a baker's dozen here in Georgetown, 23-10. A minute 15 to play in the first quarter. That is Smith bouncing. Then Stevenson had the shot blocked by Luby. Here comes Hay. Hay slows down at midcourt. Hay wants Boyle right side, and at the last second just shuffled the feet. And Courtney Pritchett will check in. Bailey Pettigo back in. I believe you're going to get a couple of Lady Tigers. Whitney Hay checks out. Lauren Lee checks out. Missed opportunity there for Campbellsville. Georgetown with 7 turnovers in this basketball game. On the season, they average just 12 a game. McDaniel needs help. Cutting there is Smith. They sprint at her with Pritchett. She has to give it up. Back to McDaniel. Driving in here is Lamberside. I'm spoiled by my monitor at home. I was straight lined by the official. I looked down at the table as if I had a monitor to watch. Not here in Georgetown, but a nice driving layup by Lamberside nonetheless. Boyle has it. She'll cross over Wilkerson, drive in. Some traffic. The defender leaves, and Boyle going to kiss it in for 2. Maddie Boyle, a little hesitation there. The defender helped. They had Boyle stopped. She needed some help, and the help defender, for whatever reason, retreated, and Boyle stepped right through for 2 points. Out top here is Wilkerson. 3 on the way. That is good for Ellie Wilkerson. Averaging just about 10 points a ball game. It's the triple there. Pettigo bounces. 6 seconds. Campbellsville got to go quickly. Boyle, 3 from straight away. That is short. Rebound to Lamberside, and that's where the buzzer will bark to signal the end of the first quarter. The Lady Tigers will head to period number 2 with a 10-point advantage. 25-15 your score. You're following the Lady Tigers. This is the Campbellsville University Sports Network.
It's basketball season, Tiger fans. Stay connected to the ins and outs of CU basketball via our weekly coaches show, Tiger Timeout. Each Wednesday at 6 p.m., head coaches Ginger High Colvin and Brent Vernon sit down with Matt Payton to discuss previous matchups, upcoming games, and more. Find it here on 88.7 The Tiger or on the Campbellsville Tiger YouTube channel, Wednesdays at 6 p.m. Tiger Timeout.
(25-15). Campbellsville leads Georgetown as we get set to head to the second quarter. The Davis Reed Alumni Gymnasium. Campbellsville University through 10 minutes, shooting it at 50% from the floor. 9 of 18 overall. They were 3 of 5 from long range. Perfect from the free throw line. 4 of 4. Georgetown 6 of 13 shooting. 3 of 6 from deep. And they did not take a trip to the free throw line. The turnovers, the big story here. 7 Georgetown giveaways. The Lady Tigers have turned that into 12 points. 9 Campbellsville boards to 5 for GC. As we get set to head to the second quarter, the Lady Tigers led in scoring by Caitlin Wilkes with 7. Her high school buddy, Maddie Boyle, has 7. Wilkes has 9. Her high school buddy, Maddie Boyle, has 7. For Campbellsville, Pettigo, Boyle, Pritchett, Wilkes, and Flowers, the 5. For Georgetown, they'll answer with Wilkerson, Lamberside, Toller, Smith, and McDaniel. Smith, far wing, working against Pettigo. Behind the back she goes, bounces it out to McDaniel. 3 over the top of a couple Lady Tigers, no good. Wilkes tried to tap it away from Lamberside. Her putback, no good. Wilkes the rebound. And here comes Campbellsville. 5 rebounds tonight for Wilkes. Right side, Boyle. They lost her briefly. She couldn't shoot it. I looked on the far side. Michelle Pettigo had jumped up, though. She expected Boyle to let that one go. Pettigo out. Boyle. Now Pritchett works off the Wilkes screen. It's going to go opposite. Needs some help here. 10 to shoot. Pettigo holds it straight away. Working against McDaniel. Bailey going to spin. Work into the middle. Leaves it with Pritchett. 2 seconds. Fall away jumper for Courtney. Pritchett is good as the shot clock sounds. Campbellsville bailed out by one of its all-time winningest players. Pritchett playing in game number 141, I believe, here today. Out on the right wing is Smith. Going to drive in, bounces down to Lambersite, and it's another Georgetown turnover. And now Campbellsville going to give it back. Boyle had turned to go back down the court. She wasn't expecting that pass cross court. So Campbellsville again unable to take advantage. And here Boyle does steal it. So the Lady Tigers get the takeaway. Boyle working against McDaniel. Going to go underneath the reverse to avoid the contact. Maddie Boyle with another bucket for CU. She's got 9. 29-15, largest lead for the Lady Tigers here at 14 points. Wilkerson out front. Inside, cutting is Toller. Work against Flowers. Shot no good. Lambersite a rebound. Pettigo got, That's, if they call that on B, they did not. They called it on Pritchett. Okay. So I can't really argue as much. Pritchett was under there kind of beating and banging. Pettigo from the backside blocked it clean, but they get Courtney Pritchett, her first on CU. Flowers going to check out as Campbellsville sends Lauren Lee back in. 29-15 the margin. Maddie Nally up off the Campbellsville bench. She'll check in. 6'2", junior forward from Louisville, Kentucky. Lambersite at the free throw line. Just under 80% on the year is Jalen Lambersite, who spent time at UT Martin before making her way to Georgetown a few years back. This free throw is good. 29-16 the score. And that free throw good as well for Lambersite, so she gets both. 29-17 as Lauren Lee brings CU to the front court. Right wing, Boyle. Boyle going to take the jumper just inside the three-point line. Long rebound chased down by Wilkerson. And here Wilkerson stopped. Nearly had it taken away by Boyle and Lee. Finds Stevenson. She'll bounce it down inside. Lambersite fouled from behind. Right on the head, Maddie Boyle got Lambersite. And that's going to be 2 on Boyle with 7:55 to play in the first half. Lambersite back to the free throw line. Georgetown and Campbellsville, 2 of the nation's top scoring offenses. The Lady Tigers just over 90 points a game. Georgetown at 86 points a night. I believe that was 2 and 4 entering play here today. Campbellsville second in the country. Georgetown was 4th. Lambersite gets both free throws, and it's back to a 10-point game. 4 in a row for Georgetown, all 4 coming from Lambersite at the stripe. Pritchett bounces it out to Lee. Left side, Boyle on around Nally. Wanted the entry to Wilkes. It's not there. Well, zone look defensively here for Georgetown. Lee going to drive in. She'll throw one up. No good. She's fouled. Heavy contact. Oh, they're going to call a foul on Campbellsville. Call that on Caitlin Wilkes. First on Wilkes, third on Campbellsville. So I guess on the rebound, they're going to call a foul on Wilkes. She's looking over at the Campbellsville sideline as if to say, what did I do? Out here, Stevenson going to quickly go down inside, and she throws it away. Too far over the head of Lambersite. Georgetown, obviously there's a long way to go in this ball game, folks, but should they lose this game, they're going to look at the 10 turnovers in the first 12 and a half minutes. And that's going to be something that haunts them. Nally inside, and it goes between the legs of Wilkes, then between the legs of Lambersite. So Campbellsville, 3 times in this game, has gotten a turnover and quickly given it back. Here, Lee pokes one away. Wilkes quickly ahead. Lee going to drive in and lay it up and in with no contest there, as Lambersite couldn't quite get back into the play. Campbellsville back up by 12. Stevenson at the elbow. Needs help. Deflected again. Another giveaway by Georgetown. Boyle going to go down right hand. She'll pitch it up and in. CU back on top by 14 points. 12 turnovers on Georgetown there at their season average. And we have played 13 minutes here rolling. Lambersite gets that up over the top of Nally for 2. Lee between the circles to Pritchett. Pritchett has it back, bluffs the pass inside. Here's Lee. And now Nally. Boyle, corner. Pritchett, 3. Bang! Courtney Pritchett, second Edward Jones 3 of the evening. 36-21. Campbellsville by 15. Stevenson bounces, and Pritchett going to foul Smith. That's going to be 2 on Courtney Pritchett. Changes coming here for Campbellsville. 4 on the Lady Tigers as a team. Bertram back in. Hay, Pettigo, Luby all back in for Campbellsville. Staying on the court will be Courtney Pritchett with the 2 fouls. And as I say that, Tyra Flowers jumps up. She'll check in. So the Lady Tigers with a second group out there. I have seen Coach Jeff Nickel coach a lot of basketball games between the games that Shawnee State played between Campbellsville and just games in the Mid-South Conference tournament. I don't know how often I've ever seen him come out of the coat. I mean, I don't know that I've ever seen it. Foul here on Campbellsville against Elizabeth Bertram, I believe. I'll double check that. And he's already come out of the coat here. That's how hot it is in the Davis Reed Alumni Gym. It is on Bertram. That's her first. 5 on Campbellsville as a team. So bonus scenario the rest of the period for the home team. First free throw for Landversite, no good. The Lady Tigers have yet to see a foul assessed to Georgetown in the second quarter. 1 more for Landversite. That one is good. So she gets 1 of 2. 36-22 to score. Campbellsville will try to get something done here with this second group. And as I say that, Pettigo is checked back in. Maddie Nally exited a moment ago. So the Lady Tigers have 4 members of the bench, or the starting lineup on the bench. Right wing, Bertram. Zone look defensively for Georgetown. Campbellsville trying to find a look. Pettigo working her way around Flowers. Floater for Pettigo is good. She banked it in. Bailey Pettigo soft touch with a left-handed floater for 2. 38-22, long ahead. Landversite, she'll throw up a shot, no good. Nice job by Flowers to recover. Long pass, Pettigo threads the needle. Hay has to save it. Bertram grabs it. Now Hay has it. Hay needs help. Behind her to Bertram. And with 5 minutes and 14 seconds here, as I say that, knocked away by McDaniel, and she'll go down and lay it in. So Campbellsville with another giveaway themselves. McDaniel with an easy bucket. Midway mark of the second quarter. Hay out front. Looking for help is Whitney Hay. And now Pettigo flashes. She'll go to work here. Angles off right side, working with Luby. They can't get Luby a touch. Hay flashes, free throw line. She'll deck it and drive. She's fouled. Take your pick, Landversite or Wilkerson, either one. This will go against Jalen Landversite. That's her first. First on Georgetown in the period. Bertram going to check out. Lauren Lee quickly back in here for CU. This brings us to a media stoppage with 4:43 to play in the first half. Campbellsville, the 14-point advantage. We'll step away. You're following the Lady Tigers on the Campbellsville University Sports Network.
At Campbellsville University, we're more than a school.
We're more than our 80 major and postgraduate programs.
We're more than our 32 sponsored collegiate sports teams.
We're more than a student body with over 12,000 members.
We're more than our 9 locations spanning from Kentucky to California.
We're even more than our 117 years of academic excellence.
At Campbellsville University, we're more than a school. We are the generation that will build the future.
.43 to play in the first half. 38-24. Campbellsville leads number 11 Georgetown here at the Davis Reed Alumni Gymnasium. These two clubs here tonight meeting for the 111th time. Campbellsville looking for their 86th win in the series. Hay, Luby, Lee, Flowers, and there's one more Lady Tiger, Pettigo. Campbellsville's Whitney Hay will be at the free throw line. Hay on the season, 85% at the stripe. 2 shots coming her way. Free throw here is good. more coming for Whitney Hay, the transfer from Northern Kentucky. Spent her freshman year at Belmont. Misses the second. Campbellsville will try to dig in and get a stop here. Wilkerson going to go long to Smith. Bluffs the pass. Now she needs help as two Lady Tigers are there. Less than 4.5 minutes to play. Pettigo knocked it away from Stevenson. They're going to call over and back as Stevenson grabbed it briefly, then fell into the backcourt. So the Lady Tigers do force the 13th turnover of this contest. Georgetown has had a tough time hanging on to it here in the early going. Pettigo works off the Luby screen. She'll go right side of the lane looking for Hay. Now Hay actually comes back to Pettigo. Pettigo gets it back, works left side, going to spin. She needs help. Nowhere to go. Feeds. That's Luby. Inside up. Shot won't go. May have been fouled. Lanversite the rebound. Quickly finds Stevenson, and she'll sprint ahead. Stevenson straight away. Lanversite between two defenders. We're going to get a reach in on Pettigo as Lanversite, as soon as she took that first dribble and went to work, she kind of could tell she wanted to slow down and give that up. A lot of hands for the young ladies in the black uniforms here tonight have been all over the basketball and created some messes for Georgetown. Lanversite at the line once again. She has been the only Georgetown Tiger to go to the line here. She's 5 of 6, make it 5 of 7. One more coming for Lanversite, who's their leading scorer. Boyle will re-enter for CU on a made free throw. Lanversite obliges, and Boyle will check back in. Pettigo exiting. Lee, Wilkes, Hay, Boyle, and Flowers, the 5 for Campbellsville. Lee calls out the play. Hay goes right side. Lee in the middle, works left off the Flowers screen. Now stalking is Wilkes. She'll set the screen. Zone look defensively. They feed into the short corner to Flowers. Flowers going to go over the top of the defense, right side of the lane. That is Hay. Catches, avoids the defender, goes up for 2. She gets the bucket. And Tyra Flowers sets it up for Campbellsville, Georgetown back the other way. Smith has it kicked by Flowers. Heads up over there. That ball went up off the wall. Those are the ones at my spot you don't want to see. Afraid to come your way. 41-25. Campbellsville by 16. I believe this is their largest lead. Smith inside to Lanversite. Flowers made some contact and a late whistle as Lanversite spills to the ground. I think that was the only call they could make. Flowers closed in, ran into Lanversite, and she kept her footing momentarily, but ultimately that contact knocked her off balance. So versus calling the walk, they assess the personal. Lanversite misses the free throw here. Lanversite with 10 in the ball game, leading scorer in tonight's contest through the first 16.5 minutes or so is Maddie Boyle. That free throw good for Lanversite, so she gets 1 of 2. She'll check out. Lamparty back in. Lamparty started, but we've not seen her for quite a bit, maybe the last 12 minutes or so of this game. Hay, far side. Here comes the trap. Hay needs help. She's bumped into the first row of fans. Jeremy Boyle over there to help catch her. And that foul on Stevenson is her first. Just the second in the period on Georgetown. Boyle with it, calls for Lee. Just over 3 minutes to play in the half. Campbellsville leading 41-26. Lee still on the dribble, working around Wilkes. Right side cut off. Flowers now into the corner. Hay, entry, Wilkes, 8 to shoot. Wilkes up over Lamparty, good for Kit Kat. She's got 11 now in the ball game as well, joining Maddie Boyle. 43-26. McDaniel doesn't catch it clean, but able to pick it up. She'll skip it long to Stevenson. Catches right back this way to McDaniel. Can't shoot it as Hay closed out. Here, McDaniel shot, no good. Rebound batted around, taken in here by Whitney Hay. Hay crosses the timeline, works at Wilkerson, shovels it back. Boyle behind the back, kicks. Hay can't shoot. Now Boyle will collect it. Deep into the corner. Boyle feeds. That is Wilkes. Wilkes looks, has Boyle. 13 to shoot for CU. Lee bounces to Boyle. Boyle on the dribble, calls for Hay, goes around left side of the lane, up, gets past the defender, Maddie Boyle, tallies 2 more for Campbellsville. 45-26. This is the largest lead of the day for CU at 19. Lamparty kicks it. Stevenson has to catch the short hop, dumps it down, knocked away. Hay came over the backside of Lamparty to poke it free. Lee leads Campbellsville to the offensive end. Boyle with her head down will get 2 more for Campbellsville. She's got 15 and a timeout by Coach Jeff Nickel as the Lady Tigers have pushed it to a 21-point margin. Georgetown has not tasted defeat in this building this season, and the Lady Tigers through 18 minutes have a 21-point advantage. A 30-second timeout taken by Coach Jeff Nickel. Maddie Boyle with 15, 6 of 8 from the field here tonight, 1 of 2 from long range, throwing in a couple of free throws as well, and 3 helpers. What a terrific start for the senior, the transfer from Kentucky Wesleyan, as we watch the 1,000-point club for her. In terms of her college career, she's now, with tonight's performance, got over 800 as a Lady Tiger. She had 103 at Kentucky Wesleyan. So Boyle has put herself in a position to score 1,000 points in her collegiate career. And who knows, if you just want to get crazy enough and play enough basketball games, maybe she could even get to 1,000 in just the time she spent as a Lady Tiger as well. And the way she's playing at the moment, I wouldn't count her out. 100 seconds to play in this first half. Campbellsville the advantage. Georgetown to work offensively. Wilkerson at the elbow needs help. Out to Smith. Here's McDaniel, drives in. That's an extra step. They don't call it. The rebound off the missed shot to Lambersite. She missed the putback. Smith picks that up. That's no good. McDaniel taps another miss. Campbellsville controls it though as Pettigo grabs it out of the sky. Trailer is B. Over right side now to Flowers, wanting the entry to Hay. It was deflected and knocked out of bounds. The pass was actually too far. Hay couldn't get to it, but McDaniel touched it as it went out of play. Boyle and Wilkes checking back in. Hay, Flowers, and Lee remain on the court with 1:13 to play in the half. Campbellsville, we'd like to get to 50 right here. I'll take 49 though. Lee out front. Right side, it's Boyle. Boyle holds it, works. Out left side now, Lee. 1 minute to play in the half. Lee drives over the top of McDaniel. That's good for Lauren Lee. 49 it'll be. 49-26, a 23-point Lady Tiger edge. McDaniel to Jackson. She'll drive down the middle of the lane. Poked away by Flowers. Ball's free. Toller picks it up. Toller inside Jackson, out McDaniel, right side Smith. Smith gonna drive, steps through, back out McDaniel, 14 to shoot. Spins away from Lee, into the corner now. 3 on the way. That is good for Jalen Lambersite. She's had a nice evening. 49-29 the score. The Lady Tigers can hold for 1 as the shot clock is off. 23 seconds remaining as Lee goes far side. She'll hesitate right across midcourt. Down to 14 seconds. Campbellsville calls out the play. Lee's pass is deflected, knocked away. She gets it back, however. Lee driving, feeding. That is Wilkes. Shot no good. Gets it back to Wilkes. Maybe a foul, no call. 2 seconds, and they're going to point the direction of Campbellsville. So CU will have to set something up quickly here. 49-29. Perhaps a buzzer beater here before the halftime intermission. Lee to inbound, looking. Hay works left, over. That is Wilkes off the screen, off the window. Good! Campbellsville ahead of the locker room, leading 51-29 as the Lady Tigers tally a buzzer-beating bucket. Lee finding Wilkes on the right block for 2 points. The two teams exit the court, one of them feeling good about themselves. That's your Campbellsville Lady Tigers, the 3rd-ranked team in the country, flexing some muscle through 20 minutes. We'll step away, take a timeout, come back and look at the numbers. You're following the Lady Tigers on the Campbellsville University Sports Network.
At Campbellsville University, we're more than a school.
We're more than our 80 major and postgraduate programs.
We're more than our 32 sponsored collegiate sports teams.
We're more than a student body with over 12,000 members.
We're more than our 9 locations spanning from Kentucky to California.
We're even more than our 117 years of academic excellence.
At Campbellsville University, we're more than a school. We are the generation that will build the future.
All right, folks, let's get started. Parents, thanks for coming. As many of you know, I'm Coach Mather. Tonight I want to talk about the season, of which I only have one expectation, that everybody gets stronger. When I say get stronger, I'm not referring solely to physical strength. Sure, we'll be in the weight room, we'll be running stairs, but we're also going to focus on developing mental toughness and grit, because those are the characteristics that allow us to achieve greatness both on and off the court. So how do we develop those things? By getting comfortable with a challenge, by cultivating the confidence necessary to overcome adversity in all forms. That's why I coach. That's my purpose. Every member of this team can lean on me, and I'll teach them how they can lean on themselves and each other.
Brought to you by the Kentucky High School Athletic Association and the Kentucky Athletic Administrators Association.
Champions of Character connects communities and the NAIA championships across the United States. All 26-plus NAIA championship student athletes participate in a Teaming Up for Character activity. These activities are geared toward local communities' youth in schools and community centers. They are an integral part of every NAIA championship annually, impacting more than 25,000 individuals. For more information on character-driven collegiate athletics, head to naia.org/character.
Halftime in Georgetown. Campbellsville University leading Georgetown College here at the break, 51-29. Third-ranked Lady Tigers leading the 11th-ranked Georgetown College Club by 22 points. Let's take a look at the numbers. 61.8% shooting for Campbellsville, 21 of 34 here in the first half. The Lady Tigers were 4 of 6 from deep. That is 66% and 83% at the free throw line. 5 of 6 for Campbellsville University. And looking at some of those numbers, they've changed with the NAIA stats page there. Once the conference play started, it defaults to conference numbers, but I want to look in the totality of all conferences all across the NAIA, what those numbers look like. I know Campbellsville, as I mentioned, was the second team in the country in terms of total points per game at 90.8 per contest. I'll look at some of those others. Field goal percentage for a large portion of the year, they were the number one team in the country in that category as well. So I'll continue to look at some of that. Marion has jumped the Lady Tigers in field goal percentage at about a half percentage point difference. Campbellsville at 51.6. But through the first half, the Lady Tigers, they do their part to try to get back on top in that category. 61.8%. That is 10 percentage points above their season average. For Georgetown, 37.5% shooting in the first half, just 9 of 24. 50% from long range, 4 of 8. They were 7 of 10 at the free throw line. All 10 free throws taken by Jalen Lambersite. For the Lady Tigers, they were led in scoring by Maddie Boyle, who had 15 points. Boyle was 6 of 8 from the field. She knocked in an Edward Jones 3, 2 rebounds, 4 assists, and a steal for Boyle. 13 for Caitlin Wilkes. Wilkes had 5 rebounds. She was 5 of 8 shooting in the first half. 10 for Courtney Pritchett. Pritchett hit all 4 of her shot attempts, both of them from long range she knocked in. She added in a steal as well. 6 from Lauren Lee to go with 3 assists and 3 steals. Lee was 3 of 7 shooting in the first half. 5 points off the bench for Whitney Hay. 2 of 2 from the field was Hay. 1 of 2 at the free throw line. A couple of rebounds for Whitney Hay. And 2 points for Bailey Pettigo. 2 boards and assists for B, whose only bucket was a floater with the left hand that she banked in the second quarter. Campbellsville got minutes from Tyra Flowers, Maddie Nally, Elizabeth Bertram, and Kayla Luby. All of those young ladies failed to score for Campbellsville. Jalen Lambersite leading Georgetown, 14 points for Lambersite. She was 3 of 6 from the field, hit a 3-point field goal, 7 of 10 from the line, 5 rebounds for Lambersite. 5 points for Tioni McDaniel. McDaniel, 2 of 5 from the field, had a couple of assists and a couple of steals. 4 points from Trinity Clock, who got into some foul trouble. Ellie Wilkerson with 3 points. And 3 points for A.J. Stevenson. She hit the first field goal of the basketball game, their leading scorer, and did not score again in the final 19 minutes and 40 seconds or so after that opening three. Stevenson with 6 turnovers, 4 on Tiana McDaniel. So the turnovers have been the issue. We'll get to that in just a moment. Sophie Smith, Aaron Toller, and Callie Jackson all seeing time for Coach Nichols' club, failing to score. Rebounding, Campbellsville out-rebounds Georgetown by 1, 13-12. 4 offensive rebounds for Campbellsville, 6 for Georgetown. The Lady Tigers finished with 9 assists, 7 steals, and 5 turnovers. 6 assists, 3 steals. Here's the big number, 14 turnovers on Georgetown, which is 2 above their season average. The Lady Tigers in the paint with a 28-8 advantage. Off turnovers, 20-4 in favor of CU. Second chance points, 5-4 in favor of Georgetown. And bench points, 21-5 in favor of Georgetown College here. Score, there were no ties. The lead would change hands once. Stevenson hit the 3 to give Georgetown the lead. The Lady Tigers would grab the lead. It would be 9-3 before Georgetown would score again. And here at halftime, all of a sudden, you look up and it was gapped quickly. The Lady Tigers leading now 51-29. The largest lead for Campbellsville was 23 points. That coming in the final minute of the first half. Georgetown, again, their only lead was a 3-point bucket by Stevenson that was actually marked at the 9:50 mark. So Georgetown led 10 seconds into the ball game. Lady Tigers would grab the lead shortly thereafter, and they have yet to look back here in the first 20 minutes. So Campbellsville in a good spot here as we'll head to the second half shortly. The Lady Tigers with a big first half, and we'll go to the scoreboard and see if we can get some other scores, but there's not a lot of Eastern time zone teams, so we're going to be behind tonight. Bethel at Cumberland, Cumberland's at Lindsey Wilson, so actually neither of those games will have tipped off just yet, so we won't be able to get a score on the women's side till we get maybe to the end of our coverage between Campbellsville and Georgetown here on once the men's game starts, I should say. So here at halftime, Campbellsville leads 51-29, the score over 11th ranked Georgetown. Will step away, take a timeout. We'll come back and bring you second half action. You're following the Lady Tigers on the Campbellsville University Sports Network.
At Campbellsville University, we're more than a school.
We're more than our 80 major and postgraduate programs.
We're more than our 32 sponsored collegiate sports teams.
We're more than a student body with over 12,000 members.
We're more than our 9 locations spanning from Kentucky to California.
We're even more than our 117 years of academic excellence.
At Campbellsville University, we're more than a school. We are the generation that will build the future.
Why are interscholastic sports called the last classroom of the day? Because they teach students important life lessons like teamwork, accountability, and perseverance. School sports are so much more than a game. They're about developing the whole person. That's why they're an essential part of every student's education.
Encourage your student to participate in the last classroom of the day. Interscholastic Sports in Kentucky. Brought to you by the Kentucky High School Athletic Association and the Kentucky Athletic Administrators Association.
It's basketball season, Tiger fans. Stay connected to the ins and outs of CU basketball via our weekly coaches show, Tiger Timeout. Each Wednesday at 6 p.m., head coaches Ginger High Colvin and Brent Vernon sit down with Matt Payton to discuss previous matchups, upcoming games, and more. Find it here on 88.7 The Tiger or on the Campbellsville Tiger YouTube channel, Wednesdays at 6 p.m. Tiger Timeout.
This is Franklin Graham, and I've got an idea for Christmas, and that is to fill a shoebox for a child somewhere in the third world. These children live in poverty, and what I'm asking you to do is just take a shoebox and fill it with items for a child. Put toys, school supplies, and then we give these boxes out, and we do this in Jesus' name. And put your picture in there. Put your address in there. Maybe the kids can write you back, but we need you to be a part of it. God bless you. Thank you so very much.
Visit SamaritansPurse.org/OCC to get involved.
Have you noticed bad behavior has become normalized at interscholastic athletic events? Some fans seem angry. They lack civility toward one another. Some even get aggressive and unruly. Time out! What is going on? This has to stop. Let's not forget, school sports aren't just about winning. And they're definitely not an excuse to take your frustrations out on the official or the opponent. They're about teaching lessons like perseverance, respect, and empathy, so students can learn and grow as people, not just as players. We all have a role to play in setting a good example for our students and teaching them these important values. So fans, it's time to step up your game and behave positively at interscholastic athletic events in Kentucky.
Brought to you by the Kentucky High School Athletic Association and the Kentucky Athletic Administrators Association.
Champions of Character connects communities and the NAIA championships across the United States. All 26-plus NAIA championship student athletes participate in a Teaming Up for Character activity. These activities are geared toward local communities' youth in schools and community centers. They are an integral part of every NAIA championship annually, impacting more than 25,000 individuals. For more information on character-driven collegiate athletics, head to naia.org/character.
What's the biggest myth about interscholastic performing arts? That you have to be the most talented or experienced to participate. The truth is, anyone can be a part of their school's performing arts. There are countless opportunities for students to participate, from theater, choir, and band to speech and debate. The bottom line, if you want to perform, there's a place for you.
Brought to you by the Kentucky High School Athletic Association, the Kentucky Athletic Administrators Association, and the Kentucky Music Educators Association.
Pursue a diverse and rewarding career through Campbellsville University's School of Mass Communication. Offering courses in film, journalism, broadcasting, and public relations, CU's Mass Communication program provides a diverse and unique experience for each student. At Campbellsville University's dedicated Mass Communication Center, produce, record, and edit programs for radio and TV. With state-of-the-art technology, equipment, and multiple studios, CU's new facility provides a professional environment for students to grow their knowledge with hands-on experience. In front of or behind the camera, our expanded course options will help you find your calling at Campbellsville University's School of Mass Communication. For more information, contact us at 270-789-5210 or visit us online at campbellsville.edu. Press play on your career with a mass communication degree at Campbellsville University.
Getting set to begin second half action here in just a moment. Matt Payton with you in Georgetown, Kentucky. The Tigers and Georgetown College Tigers coming up in just a bit here on Campbellsville University Sports Network as CU's men will battle Georgetown. The two clubs have met over the years. As you look at the numbers here, this will be the 140th meeting between Georgetown and Campbellsville. If you go back years and years and years, so should be a fun one here tonight on the men's side of things. The Lady Tigers are 20 minutes away from picking up win number 19 on the season. CU would, to do that, they would complete this first trip through the conference slate undefeated, 6-0, if they are able to hang on here. As we get set to return to play, the Lady Tigers will send their starting five out on the court. Boyle and Lee will pitch it in as Campbellsville will start with the basketball. It's funny, you look across the way and there's a whole lot of fanning going on. It is awfully warm in the Davis Reed Alumni Gym. The Lady Tigers have handled that well through 20 minutes. Here we go. For Georgetown, they do not have their starting group out there. It's McDaniel, Toller, Jackson, Clock, and Landversite. So a little more size perhaps with Clock and Landversite together. Inside, Boyle works off the Wilkes screen now. Toller defends. He'll step back off the crossover. That is short, and the rebound taken in by Jalen Landversite. She wants to push. She'll go long to Toller, inside clock, across the lane. Jackson able to get it up on the window before Pettigo can close in. It's a 20-point ball game. Campbellsville right here in front of the Lady Tiger bench. That's Pettigo as they come left to right in the second half. Working left is Lee, now back. She'll throw it to Boyle, who will drive baseline, bounces to Pettigo. Pettigo back to the middle. Inside, throws off the left hand. That one no good. Ball taken away from her as McDaniel got a hand on it over the top. And now we get a foul called here. This will be the second on B. And the first on the Lady Tigers here with 9:09 to play in the third quarter. 20 points the margin. McDaniel with it off the right side. Bounces to Landversite. Quickly skips it to Jackson. Can't shoot. Inside clock, backing up against Pritchett, missed the shot. Wilkes the rebound for CU. Here comes Bailey. Pettigo to the offensive end. Lee slows down, back out. Trailer, Wilkes, three, bang! Caitlin Wilkes, another Edward Jones three, her second of the night. 54-31, back to a 23-point margin, matches the largest of the evening for CU. McDaniel needs help. That's clock in the middle. Throws one up over Wilkes. No good. Caitlin may have got a piece of that on the way up. Pettigo, middle of the floor. Going to leave it off here with Lee. Lee drives and hands it back to Pritchett. Pritchett dumps it in. Wilkes back to Pritchett. Sets the screen. Goes opposite to Pritchett. Spins back. She needs help. Pettigo right wing. 13 to shoot. Bailey wants the entry. Excuse me, has Wilkes. She'll spin, go up, shot too strong. Ball knocked away. Pritchett picks it up. Pettigo was there. It was knocked away from her. Courtney Pritchett grabbed it. Driving here, Lee, and she's contacted. She'll go to the free throw line, and that may be on Trinity Clock. They call that Clock's second. I have her with 3. PA may have came back and said third personal foul as Lee misses the free throw. Let me look on the stat sheet here. And the stat sheet has Clock with 3 as well. Lee gets the second free throw. It is a 55-31 score. We played over 2 minutes here in the second half. Inside looking for Clock. It went through her hands, but Landversite was there to grab it and throws it up for 2. So Landversite at the right place, right time. 55-33. Pettigo, right wing. And the left side. Boyle on the dribble. No, that is Pritchett. It was knocked out of Pritchett's hands. She has to grab it. And looking out for Lee, throws it away as McDaniel is there. Now McDaniel will sprint ahead. McDaniel, bit of a high dribble there. Could have been called. They don't. Landversite picks up her dribble. Inside, posting here is Clock. She'll throw one up. And no good. And Callie Jackson climbed the backside of Courtney Pritchett there. That's an easy call as Jackson will pick up her second. Pritchett went to the ground. Smiling there as Campbellsville helps her up. 55-33 the count. 3 minutes gone by here in the third quarter. Lee working free from McDaniel. Nice little crossover. Lee drives in, stops and bounces. Wilkes has it back out. Landversite nearly took it away, and as she sprinted out trying to get to the basketball, she ran into Bailey Pettigo. Lauren Lee, nasty spill there. Held my breath for a moment as she went to plant and feet kind of fell out from underneath her. Wilkes and Pettigo will check out. Pritchett also checking out. Luby, Flowers, and Hay in for CU. Lee throws it in short to Boyle. And now Hay will flash between the circles. Boyle works her way back near side. Now Flowers holds it. Left side, Hay. Hay wants an entry. That's not there. 9 seconds. Lee out front. McDaniel closes in. Lee gonna drive. Spinning. Shot on the way. Good for Lauren Lee. Nice body control. Soft touch by the junior. 57-33. Campbellsville again on top by 24. Ball knocked away from Jackson. She's going to scrum there with Hay and Flowers. And we're going to go to the thumbs. That'll keep it with Georgetown here. McDaniel will inbound here for Georgetown, and as soon as we get ready for play, the officials are having some type of conversation. McDaniel into the corner. Driving is Landversite, and that one was nowhere close as Landversite stumbles down, and she is grimacing, limping, and in tears walking back down the court. You hope she's okay. She's had a wonderful evening. Left side, Lee works off the screen from Luby. Pull up just inside the elbow, short, rebound. Landversite grabs it. Appears to be okay, but there's still some grimacing going on. Now, Landversite holds on the right wing. Stevenson's going to check back in for Georgetown in the corner. Jackson can't shoot it. One dribble. Now the baseline pull-up jumper is good for Callie Jackson, the Graves County product. Jackson was a second team member a few years back. She's not quite had the same impact this season at just 4 points a night. Boyle into Luby. And now Flowers works off the Luby screen into the corner. Boyle can't shoot it as Toller closed in. 11 seconds to shoot. Flowers working against Jackson, drives in, finds Luby. Luby going to go up off the window. She gets the hoop and the helper for Tyra Flowers. Flowers created that by decking it. McDaniel bounces. Far side, Jackson leaves it, and we get a foul underneath as clock went up, and she was fouled by Luby. Looked clean maybe up top. I couldn't see what happened underneath there, but that'll be the first on Luby. Second on Campbellsville. Lauren Lee will check out. Had to go back in for CU, and Trinity Clock goes to the free throw line at 82% on the season. Clock the first Georgetown Tiger to shoot free throws tonight, not named Jalen Landversite. She misses the first. Landversite has 16.7 rebounds. Wilkes, 16.6 rebounds for Campbellsville. And the second free throw for Clock is good. Flowers will bounce it in to Hay. Hay, right wing. Backs off into the corner, now works around the defender, and that shot blocked by the help defender Jackson. Nice job by Jackson to read that and come down. McDaniel, middle of the floor. Stops at the free throw line, pull-up jumper, too strong. Clock able to take the rebound out of the sky there. That looked a little funny. Hay and Luby kind of collided and came together. Clock had an easy path for a putback. Pedigo trying to free herself from a trap. Feeds one to Luby. She'll put her head down. Blocked from behind by Clock. Stays with it. Luby goes reverse underneath for two. Second chance points for the Lady Tigers. Clock made the play initially, but Luby stayed with it. Left side, Jackson works around Luby. Luby does a nice job, and Jackson dribbles it off her own foot. Out of bounds it goes. And this brings us to a media stoppage here with 4:12 remaining in the third quarter. Campbellsville leads by 23, 61-38 the score. You're following the Lady Tigers on the Campbellsville University Sports Network.
We are Kentucky Broadcasters, your hometown radio and television stations. We bring you breaking news. We keep you safe. We serve your community in good times and in bad. Your local broadcasters are always there. We are deeply rooted in your small towns and your big cities. We champion a strong sense of civic pride, no matter how we connect. Over the air, online, and on your device. We are Kentucky Broadcasters. There when it matters.
(61-38), Campbellsville leading Georgetown in the Davis Reed Alumni Gymnasium. Sarah Kate Pedigo, older sister of Bailey Pedigo, sent me a text. She asked if the gym tonight was hotter than it was in Puerto Rico. Those gyms don't have air conditioning. They just use some fans to blow and open a big garage door type thing or two. It is warmer here than it was in Puerto Rico, in my opinion. It borderline unsafe, maybe. Get in here and you're running around. Pretty rough. Back to play here. Pedigo with the basketball out front. Hay looking inside for Wilkes, not there. Now Pritchett will try her hand at getting into Wilkes. Can't do it. Hay, left side of the lane. Puts her head down, spins in the paint. Some contact, no call. That's a foul. They missed it. Hay missed the shot as she was hit on the arm. McDaniel works around Pedigo. And now steps into Pritchett. Shot no good. McDaniel going to try to tap it up. That's no good. Pettigo there battling with Jackson on the ground. Jackson able to save it out. Stevenson can't shoot it. She finds Toller right side. Toller in all kinds of traffic. Back out. Stevenson left side. McDaniel three. No good. Short. Another offensive rebound. Jackson finally able to control it, and she's bumped as Hay was trying to cut her off. And the contact. Yes, Jay Wright. No, maybe not. Depends on which 4th of July. Jay Wright asked if it was hotter than a 4th of July parade. That's close in Campbellsville. You know what that means. Depends on the 4th, but at least on the 4th you expect to be hot. When you come into the basketball gym, you don't really expect this. It hits you in the face. I actually went out and opened a door. I don't know if that's allowed here, but I did it. I made the move about 4:30. 3 on the way from Jackson, no good. And I propped the door open out front, hoping that it might cool it down a half a degree before tip-off. Jury's still out as to whether or not it helped. Right side, Pritchett run off the spot. She'll drive in, take the elbow jumper. That's too strong. Wilkes the rebound, and she's fouled as Jackson was trying to block her out. Jackson kind of pushed through there. Jackson protests a bit here. But that'll be 3 on Jackson. That is the 4th on Georgetown as a team. Campbellsville will have an opportunity baseline out of bounds underneath. Landversite back in. That's good to see. She tweaked a leg earlier. Lee entering for Boyle. She'll be the trigger woman here. They'll try that same play maybe they ran at the end of the first half. No, not now. Pritchett hands it back to Lee. Pritchett holds right wing. Wilkes comes through. Clock able to take away the entry. Now Nally works middle. Pettigo going to drive in. Help defender flashes, and B stumbles down, and she'll grimace herself. Hopefully Bailey's okay. Bailey working back down the other way. I think looking at her, she told Courtney, I rolled my ankle. You don't want to see that out of Bailey. She's done that once this year. Here, Stevenson can't shoot it as Bailey flashed at her, and a 3 out of the corner from Toller is good. It's a 61-41 ball game now, 2:35 to play in the third quarter. Lee puts her head down right at Toller. Shot up, won't go. It looked good from here, but it was just off to the right, and Toller will send Lauren Lee to the free throw line here, as that is the first on Aaron Toller, Mid-South Conference first team member a year ago. Free throw here is good for Lauren Lee. 62-41 the score. 2.5 minutes to play in the third. Lee with one more. She'll spin it, lets it fly, and able to get a friendly bounce here at the Davis Reed Alumni Gym. 63-41. It's a 22-point ball game. Landversite has it stolen. She was looking down inside. Pettigo got the hand on it. She'll come opposite way. Bounces to Lee. Hesitates. Some contact, no call. Lee missed the shot. Rebound to Landversite. McDaniel hits ahead to Clock. Clock drives in around Pritchett. Missed the shot. Nice job by Pritchett to get wide. Clock went around her, and in doing so, missed the shot. Pritchett back to the middle. Nally catches. Now Lee left side with Toller hanging out with her. Lee out front. Pettigo able to track it down. McDaniel closed in quickly. Pritchett left wing. Works off the screen. Pritchett needs help. 5 seconds. Bounces. Wilkes going to work. Inside. Shot won't stick, but she draws the foul. That's going to be 4 on Trinity Clock. Oh, they call Stevenson on that? I didn't even see Stevenson in the area, so she may have been the help defender. So take that back. We'll give Trinity Clock 1 back, and we'll assess that to Stevenson. That's her second. Wilkes hits the first free throw here. She's got 17 in the ball game tonight. Wilkes getting her 1,000-point ball on Thursday against Lindsey Wilson. Hits both free throws. 65-41 again, a 24-point lead. Lauren Lee, an eyelash from another steal. McDaniel out front to Toller. Less than 90 seconds to play in the period. Stevenson wanted the entry, not there. Now bounces to Landversite at the elbow, who kicks to Toller. She had a 3 a moment ago. Lee closes in. That one will go out of play. Anxious to see if they say Lee touched it. No protest from Toller as they signal Lady Tiger basketball. And it'll stay, go to Campbellsville University here. Lee finds Pritchett. Pritchett will cross the timeline with plenty of time to spare. Lee out front. Backs away from McDaniel. Pettigo left side. Works her way. That is an entry to Wilkes. Finds Lee across the lane. Lee working against McDaniel. Folks, I have no idea how 5 does it, but her body control is just, it's unworldly. I mean, just able to hang. She knew the contact from McDaniel was coming. She was at an awkward angle and still able to finish with the right hand over the left shoulder. 67-41, largest lead of the day. Stevenson will try the 3. No good. Rebound. Pettigo runs into Lee, but they're able to keep their footing and the basketball. Less than 30 seconds now to play, third quarter. Pettigo needs help. Nally inside, Wilkes up, window good. Maddie Nally will get the shot for Caitlin Wilkes. 69-41. This is a runaway for the Lady Tigers here. Stevenson turns and bounces too far. Clock tries to run it down. A turnover, and Campbellsville with 11.1 seconds will have the final look of the period if they so choose. Wilkerson will re-enter. Stevenson exits. Boyle going to re-enter now. So let's set the 5 for the Lady Tigers. Hay and Flowers just entered. Boyle entered. Remaining on the court, Lee and Wilkes. Changes for Georgetown as well, but Landversite and Toller are the 2 that stay. 8 seconds. Here comes Boyle. 7 seconds. Crosses the timeline. Left side. Backs away. Drives. Inline. Jumper. In and out. No good. Flowers tried to tip in, but she was bumped. The ball comes off, and that's where the buzzer will sound to signal the end of period number 3. The Lady Tigers will head to the 4th with a 28-point advantage to work with. They lead at 69-41 over number 11 Georgetown on the road. You're following the Lady Tigers on the Campbellsville University Sports Network.
It's basketball season, Tiger fans. Stay connected to the ins and outs of CU basketball via our weekly coaches show, Tiger Timeout. Each Wednesday at 6 p.m., head coaches Ginger High Colvin and Brent Vernon sit down with Matt Payton to discuss previous matchups, upcoming games, and more. Find it here on 88.7 The Tiger or on the Campbellsville Tiger YouTube channel, Wednesdays at 6 p.m. Tiger Timeout.
(69-41) our score heading to the 4th period. Campbellsville University, I won't say on cruise control, but they have been in control for the vast majority of this basketball game. They lead it here by 28 on the road at number 11 Georgetown. You just don't quite expect scores like this, no matter how good the opposing team is. And this here tonight has been a fun one. Campbellsville led by Caitlin Wilkes with 20 points. Maddie Boyle has poured in 15, 13 for Lauren Lee, and 10 for Courtney Pritchett. As we return to play, it'll be CU basketball. Boyle and Lee will do the honors for Campbellsville. Lee going to hand it off to Boyle. They bounce to Wilkes. Wilkes bumped by Toller, no call. Keeps her footing. Wanted Flowers rolling, couldn't get it to her. Now Lee, she'll work. Calls for Boyle. She'll cut back door. Hay holds it. Hay working against Wilkerson will drive inline. A little contact, and Whitney Hay uses her body to create a little space and get an easy 2 points. It's a 30-point margin. Inside Lamparty at the free throw line. Back out to Toller. Little ball fake. Throws up a jumper, and somehow Toller got that off. It looked like Whitney Hay was all up in the kitchen. Toller sinks the mid-range. Hay out top. Right side Boyle. Inside Wilkes. Wilkes, little contact, and they call steps as she was bumped. Boyle was as frustrated as anyone with that one. She turned and said, obviously, that was a push. Maddie Boyle and Caitlin Wilkes have played a lot of basketball together here. They throw it away. Wilkerson looking for Landversite, too far over the head of Jalen Landversite. A turnover. Campbellsville will get it back with 9:02 to go. 28 points the margin. That was the margin entering this 4th quarter. They've traded buckets here. Right side, Boyle. Short corner, Flowers, the entry. Ball knocked away from Wilkes by Lamparty and out of bounds. 8:53 to go. The Lady Tigers will try again. Lauren Lee will have to lace the winkle picker here. Look down, and Jeremy Boyle sent me the count. 45, the total number of family and friends here tonight for Maddie Boyle. Tomorrow, Boyle will lay her grandfather to rest, so they had a lot of friends and family in town, and they made their way to Georgetown. Crossover, she'll drive inline. She's fouled from behind by Toller. Toller looks back in disbelief, but she did get the hand of Boyle, it appeared. She got the basketball, but got the hand as well. Boyle, even up to the last few weeks, to visit with her grandfather, they asked if he could still hit more threes than her, and it was a nod of the head, yes. Jeremy crediting his dad for a lot of the work ethic and things that Maddie picked up. She gets one of two free throws, 72-43. Landversite back right side. Smith bounces. That is Wilkerson. Kicks it out. Toller again. She's had a bit of a hot hand in the second half. No good. Lamparty the rebound. They crash into her, and they'll call the foul on the floor as Hay and Lamparty collided, fighting for that rebound. That'll be the second on Whitney Hay and the first on Campbellsville in the period. 8:31 to go. Campbellsville leads by 29. 30 was the largest. Lamparty catches. Kicks over to Toller straight away now. This is a three from Wilkerson, and that is good from Ellie Wilkerson. 72-46 the score. Boyle brings it across here. She'll wait for Lee. Lee defended by Smith. Hands it here to Flowers. Out top, Hay. Hay has Wilkes. Hands it right back. Hay stops, left block, underneath, needs some help. Bounces, Wilkes, and we're going to go the double thumbs as Hay just didn't quite get that out in front of Wilkes enough. Pettigo is going to check in. Courtney Pritchett going to check in. So Flowers and Hay will exit. .26 points the margin. Georgetown back the other way now. Landversite had a little room. She'll take the jumper over the top of Pritchett. Landversite has had a wonderful evening for Georgetown College. Another bucket there. 24 points the score, or at least the margin, I should say. Lee working against Toller. Did Lee just roll an ankle? She fell down. Let's hope Lauren is okay. She just kind of bobbled the feet a bit and fell down. Oh, Landversite fell as she tripped over the midcourt line. And Coach Jeff Nickel, I think, wanted trying to see here what Coach Nickel didn't think that Lauren had possession when they called the foul. He's still barking a bit here with 7:37 remaining in the basketball game. 72-48 the score. We'll step away. You're following the Lady Tigers on the Campbellsville University Sports Network.
It's basketball season, Tiger fans. Stay connected to the ins and outs of CU basketball via our weekly coaches show, Tiger Timeout. Each Wednesday at 6 p.m., head coaches Ginger High Colvin and Brent Vernon sit down with Matt Payton to discuss previous matchups, upcoming games, and more. Find it here on 88.7 The Tiger or on the Campbellsville Tiger YouTube channel, Wednesdays at 6 p.m. Tiger Timeout.
72-48 the score. 7:37 to play the basketball game. Number 3 CU leading Georgetown, the 11th ranked team in the country. The latest poll, Georgetown 9th. They lost a couple over the last few weeks. They lost to Cumberland's Anfried. Hardeman dropped them a few spots. This one here tonight, not going to do them any favors either. Not that there's anything wrong with losing to number 3, but it's been an impressive performance by CU. Pettigo pitches it into Lauren Lee. Campbellsville looking for points here. Boyle working against Toller, and a little hand check called on Aaron Toller, and Coach Nickel wasn't happy a moment ago. He's not going to be happy here either. So the third on Toller, second on GC. Lee holds. Smith defends. Lee works back near side. She stops in the middle on the dribble. Works off the Wilkes screen. Nowhere to go, really. Now Pritchett out front. Back to Lee. Into the corner. Pettigo. She'll drive. In line. Pettigo will kick, and it goes out of bounds. Did Georgetown touch it? No. So Campbellsville, there was just a few seconds left on the shot clock. They'll turn it over. That is the 8th turnover of the night on CU. Georgetown with 18 of them. Spinning. That is Wilkerson, and her little baby hook is good. And a timeout taken, or is that a warning? Coach Nickel got a warning, I believe, from the official. There was no signal, no technical given. I assume that was a warning, but he turned right back around and pointed at the official after that. Here, Lee, bump, no call. Lauren still on the dribble, kicks it out. Pettigo open elbow jumper, and that is too strong. A rebound to Smith, and Georgetown for the first time in a long while with a little bit of energy, I should say. I guess maybe the best way to term it. It's a 22-point game. Foul on that far side against Maddie Boyle. 3 on Boyle. 2 on the Lady Tigers here. Wilkerson, another opportunity. That one no good. Lamparty and Wilkes fight for it. Comes off the backboard to Pettigo. And now Pritchett brings CU ahead. She'll come right in front of the Lady Tiger bench. Leaves it with Boyle. Pettigo between the circles. Calls out the play. 16 to shoot. They bounce. Boyle left wing. Now Pritchett off the elbow. Wants Wilkes, not there. Into the corner, Lee. She'll deck it, drive in, shot up. That is no good. But a foul will be called on Georgetown. This will go against Lanversite. And Lauren Lee will go to the free throw line here. So Lauren Lee will take trips 5 and 6 to the line here tonight. This first free throw is in and out on Lee. She's stuck here on a baker's dozen. Second free throw for Boyle, for Lee. That pops off as well. 72-50 remains the score. 6 minutes to play. Toller can't shoot it as Luby closes in. She entered the game a moment ago. Lamparty the rebound. Here is Smith now bouncing. Lanversite turnaround jumper. Good for Jalen Lanversite, averaging 8 points a game on the year. She's got 20 here this evening. It's a 20-point game. Lee comes near side. Boyle. Had to go again. Back to Boyle in the corner. Crossover, working against Toller. Drives in. She's fouled as Maddie Boyle. This is Toller again. That's her 4th. And here, this is for Boyle. She has shot it so well from deep that some of these defenders are really trying to close in and take away the 3. She's been able to deck it here tonight and work against Toller as she hits that free throw. Toller's committed a couple of fouls against Boyle, trying to keep her from getting to the rim. She's used the quickness advantage, and Boyle tallies 2 points at the stripe here. 18th tonight for Maddie Boyle. Benji Kelly and I discussed it this past week. We don't get a vote, but if we did, Maddie Boyle, in our opinion, is the player of the year in the league at the moment. Toller, the ball fake, going to kick left side. This is Smith. Smith between 2 Lady Tigers. Shot no good. Rebound to Pettigo. Pettigo wants to run. 2 defenders there. She needs some help. They end up getting another timeout, and they will grant Campbellsville a timeout with 5:08 to play the basketball game, leading by 22. This is let's see if we get a 30 or a full. Actually, this is going to become that floating media here. So with 5:08, we'll step away. Campbellsville leads by 22 points here on the CU Sports Network.
At Campbellsville University, we're more than a school.
We're more than our 80 major and postgraduate programs.
We're more than our 32 sponsored collegiate sports teams.
We're more than a student body with over 12,000 members.
We're more than our 9 locations spanning from Kentucky to California.
We're even more than our 117 years of academic excellence.
At Campbellsville University, we're more than a school. We are the generation that will build the future.
Just over 5 minutes to play here in Georgetown. The Lady Tigers of Campbellsville University set to wrap up this first trip through conference undefeated. They are 5-0 entering play in league play, and they will pick up win number 6 here in 5 minutes and 8 seconds, barring a collapse and a major Georgetown comeback. The Campbellsville University Lady Tigers 54% shooting here tonight, 28 of 52. Georgetown just under 39%. Campbellsville 5 of 7 from deep, 13 of 18 at the free throw line. The big number here still the turnovers, 18 for Georgetown, 9 on Campbellsville this evening. Campbellsville basketball, Pettigo to pitch it in play. Pettigo finds Lee, 2 defenders, now 3 flying at Lauren Lee. She'll slow down and Georgetown will match up in the half court. Man-to-man defensively as Lee works right side over the top, wants Boyle, has her, goes up, gathers, avoids Lamparty, and scores 2 points. Does Maddie Boyle, she gets the hoop, Lauren Lee the helper. Smith, Lamparty and out, Landversite, here's Toller, left wing, long 3, no good, rebound, Landversite. Going to go back up over Boyle. That's good for Jalen Landversite. She's the only Georgetown Tiger in double figures, and she's got 22 now. Pritchett calls for Lee. 3 seconds to get it across. Some contact. Lee shovels it ahead. Pritchett. And we're going to have a 10-second call as Pritchett caught it just at the edge of the midcourt stripe. And that's 10 turnovers now on CU. Boyle will check out. Whitney Hay into the lineup. Landversite will pitch it in. And this ball thrown away. Looking for Lamparty. Campbellsville to steal. Georgetown's pressure last few trips has given CU some issues. They've taken care of it for the most part. Lee working off the Luby screen. Kicks it out. Pettigo open. 3 on the way. That is too strong. And the rebound taken in by Lamparty. Quickly finds Toller, and she'll come to the offensive end with the basketball. Landversite stops. She'll try a 3. That's hard. Rebound Luby. Shovels. That's Lee. She sprints ahead. Lee slows down off the left wing. Bounces to Pritchett. Works down short corner. Picked up her dribble. Needs help. Pettigo. And now, they've fallen into Lee. She's okay. Smith lost her footing. Inside, Pritchett finds Luby, kicks it out. Lee holds, 11 to shoot. Lee driving, bump, throws up a shot. No good. Rebound Smith. Georgetown back the other way. Toller works around Lee. Inside, bounces to Lamparty, and she's fouled by Whitney Hay. So that's 3 on Hay, 3 on Campbellsville as a team. Lamparty goes to the line. Trinity Clock will check in for Landversite with 3:21 to go. Campbellsville leading by 20 points. Free throw, strong. Rebound is taken away from Pritchett. Clock may have been over the back, no call. Here, jumper off the end line, no good for Wilkerson. Clock's put back good. Clock started that mess by keeping the play alive. Just over 3 minutes to go. Ball deflected. Pritchett going to pick it up, though. Pritchett will slow down. Needs some help here. They've got Hay. Hay working crossover against Clock. Stops, spins, shot. No good, too strong. Lamparty the rebound. 76-58 the score. Lamparty to Smith. 2:40 to go. Inside, Wilkerson, Lamparty back to Smith. Thought about it, now kicks into the corner. Toller a 3, that is no good. Rebound, Clock skies and takes one away from Hay. Wide open, Wilkerson a 3, that is good. And it's a 15-point margin. Coach Jeff Nickel will take a timeout as Georgetown with 2:24 still trying to find themselves a path to victory. Lamparty grabbing her right leg as she walks off in some discomfort. A full timeout here, 2:24 to go. We'll step away and take a timeout ourselves. Campbellsville leads by 15. You're following the Lady Tigers on the Campbellsville University Sports Network.
We are Kentucky Broadcasters, your hometown radio and television stations. We bring you breaking news. We keep you safe. We serve your community in good times and in bad. Your local broadcasters are always there. We are deeply rooted in your small towns and your big cities. We champion a strong sense of civic pride, no matter how we connect. Over the air, online, and on your device. We are Kentucky Broadcasters. There when it matters.
(76-61), 2:24 to go. Campbellsville University leading Georgetown. Matt Payton with you this evening. The Lady Tigers will have to work against some pressure here. Landversite pestering Lee. Here comes the trap. Lee gets rid of it. Now Pettigo bounces back to Lee. She needs help. Deflected. Pritchett grabs it. Lee staying on the court as they push her back in. Boyle wide open. Three on the way. Bang! Maddie Boyle will put it away with an Edward Jones three. 79-61. Georgetown back to the other end. Clock kicks. This is Smith for three, and that is no good. Rebound tapped by Toller. And we've got a whistle here as the arrow will favor Campbellsville. Pettigo is tied up. So with 1:46 to play, the Lady Tigers have it back. Maddie Boyle with 23 points thanks to her second made Edward Jones three of the evening. Lee sprints, stops, needs help. Pritchett flashes, open again. Boyle right side three. Bang! Maddie Boyle with the trifecta tonight. And Campbellsville sprints back out on top by 21. Less than 90 seconds to go. 82-61. Clock flashes left side. Boyle with 26 points here in the ball game. Inside, Landversite spins away from Pritchett and tallies two. Landversite and Wilkerson, the only two in double figures for Georgetown here. 65 seconds. Pettigo on the dribble. Left side, Boyle. Georgetown sold out trying to come up with a pair of steals. They found Boyle, did Campbellsville, as Pettigo will go to the ground. She's fouled by Wilkerson. So Wilkerson's first, 5 on Georgetown. Maddie Boyle, excuse me, that is, it's going to be Pettigo at the line for Campbellsville. Changes here. Boyle will check out. Wilkes will check out. Pritchett will check out. Lee will exit. Sarah Sutton into the lineup, 5'10" senior forward from Scottsville, Kentucky. Flowers back in. Bertram re-enters. Bree Gowdy in, 5'5" sophomore guard from Campbellsville, Kentucky. And Paige Serafini will check in on a second made free throw from Bailey Pettigo. Serafini, 5'11", sophomore guard from Lawrenceburg, Kentucky. This free throw for B is off the mark. 82-63 remains the score. B can make it a 20-point margin. Left-hander shot. That one's too strong. And back the other way, Georgetown. Pettigo will pester Smith. Stevenson looking, has Landversite. She'll skip it. Toller run off the spot by Bertram. One dribble left, around and out on the three. Bertram tried to track it down. Toller gets to the middle of the lane, and she's bumped and fouled by Pettigo with 37.7. Bailey walked over it. I thought a moment ago that Bailey did, after she missed that free throw, she tried to foul to get Serafini in. They didn't call it. Then they played it out. She had a good laugh with coach as she walked off. Stevenson, that was the final foul that the Lady Tigers had to give. 4 now. As Toller going to take a jumper. That's no good. Rebound, Serafini has it. She'll spin, try to keep it away, and they're going to say Serafini stepped on the end line with 25.5 seconds remaining. Campbellsville's night likely going to end on 82 points, barring a foul by Georgetown. Flowers blocked that shot as Wilkerson caught it and stepped through. Check that. That was Stevenson. Smith into the corner. Toller can't shoot as Sutton was there. Now Landversite going to hoist the three. That is too strong. Clock going to be fouled, I believe. This will be on Sarah Sutton. Trinity Clock will go to the free throw line. So with 16 and a half seconds, Clock will shoot 2 free throws. First one is good. One more for Clock. That one is good as well. Campbellsville will pitch it in. Need to work against some pressure, and Bertram couldn't handle that. Toller picked it up. She misses the shot. Toller's had a rough night. She's just 2 of, I guess that's going to be 15 after that miss. Smith looking, bounces. Sutton knocked it away. Clock going to try to run it down. Has to save it in play. Bree Gowdy picks it up, and I don't even think Bree has to get it to the front court. She'll dribble this out. She picked it up in the back court with about 9 seconds remaining, and that is where the buzzer will sound. Campbellsville University and the Lady Tigers will pick up an 82-65 win as they knock off Georgetown College here at the Davis Reed Alumni Gymnasium in Georgetown, Kentucky. Campbellsville finishing tonight 53% from the field, 31 of 58, 7 of 10 from long range. That's 70%. 13 of 20 at the free throw line, 65%. Georgetown, 37% shooting this evening, 24 of 64. 7 of 22 from deep. That's 31.8%. 10 of 15 at the free throw line for Georgetown College here as Ginger High Colvin makes her way over. And we'll get the post-game thoughts of the head coach here. Coach, always fun to get on the road and play these Mid-South Conference games. Fun against a rival,
fun for who?
Of
Fun
course.
For who?
Fun for me and all
Speak
the folks.
for yourself, man.
All the folks listening. I'll tell you what's not fun. You know, I could have had a full-blown racket tonight, and I brought about 25 of these fans. I could have made a mint hotter than Blue Blazes in the Davis Reed Alumni Gymnasium. But I'll tell you who else was hot, especially in that first half. Campbellsville University Lady Tigers, 61%. You guys were able to jump out that midway through that first quarter, and you really never looked back.
Best half of basketball we played this season. No doubt about it, because just the athleticism of Georgetown and the talent that's on that team. I'm very pleased that we came out and responded the way we did to a big game on the road. This is a big conference game. I told the kids before the game, this is a national tournament game. No doubt about it. Just like playing this is a national tournament team we played today, a team that I think is as good as anybody I've seen, and we shot the ball well. And when you shoot the ball well, things look good.
The Georgetown College Tigers have not lost here in 12 games this season, so maybe even more impressive. You were the first to knock them off, and of course in impressive fashion. And let's talk about the Lincoln County connection, especially early and even late. They finished with a combined 46 of your 82 points, so half of your production comes from Wilkes and Boyle. They continue to play stellar basketball, and Maddie Boyle really, Coach, in my opinion, she's the best player in this league at the moment. And 26 points in rather difficult circumstances for her.
Yeah, Maddie and her family are going through a lot. They've gone through a lot in the last 3 months. They lost her grandfather, Jeremy's dad, and the funeral's actually tomorrow. But when you talk about competitors, you talk about kids that don't let their team down. She had every reason in the world to make excuses, every reason in the world they come out and they guard her at the 3-point line. She's not getting shots early, and she did so many things for our team in the first half, and she and Kate, man, they were a good 1-2 punch for sure that first half.
Courtney Pritchett hit some shots early, a couple of threes, and Lauren Lee, and what they're able to bring to you, and you throw Bailey Pettigo into that as well, just those rudders in the water in this type of environment. And obviously your fans traveled really well. I see a few former Lady Tigers over there. I believe Haley Hellier and Linda Young are in the building.
Big meal at Mackenzie Lee's home. Right now. She's feeding the team, and got a lot of former Lady Tigers going to go over. Kathy and Brett, obviously Whitney and Mackenzie Lee both played for us. Well, not Mackenzie Lee now, but so she's got a big post-game meal cooked for us. We're excited about that.
I hope the air conditioning is on.
We're going to turn it on if she does not have it on.
You know, I went to the bathroom. There's a thermostat in the men's restroom, and I don't know who did it. It was comedy, but obviously it's old and doesn't work. But it was set to 50, so somebody definitely tried in there. This is warm as Bailey's sister Sarah Kate asked me, warmer than Puerto Rico. I think it was warmer than Puerto Rico.
My kids said that too. Which they're in the same boat we're in. You can't control the temperature here. I think they said after shoot around this morning, they turned the heat completely off.
8 a.m. they turned it off.
And, it's just hot. I guess whoever heats this place could get, a good recommendation for a commercial.
You think we should send Alvin and Vernon up here home for us?
Maybe they can fix it. Yeah, but, they're playing in the same heat. They said, look at us. We've had to practice in this every day. So, it's not anything. A lot of people ask if they trying to get home court advantage. I can't imagine this would ever be a good home court advantage. It's hot. It's really hot. But back to the kids. I'm very proud of them. And you look at Bailey Pettigo, 2 points today, but 8 rebounds. 8 rebounds against what I think and what I've seen is probably the best rebounding team I've seen all year. So 8 boards today was huge.
The Georgetown College Tigers average 86 points a game. You held them to 65, but what was it about early you were able to turn them over? They had a dozen, I believe, at halftime, or maybe 13 at halftime. Their season average is 12. Usually they take pretty good care of it. Defensively, you were able to get after them early in the ballgame.
I'm not so sure it's anything that we did differently. I feel like we were locked in. Of course, we had a really good scout, and the shots didn't fall. I know when Clock came in, she got some looks early, but then Courtney did a really good job boxing her out. They sealed and got the ball in the paint early, and I thought did a good job. And then when you've got Toller and Stevenson, holy smokes, those kids can shoot the basketball quick and shoot it deep. So they're a really tough guard, and we've worked on that all week, and I thought overall did a pretty good job.
A quick turnaround back home. Mm-hmm. Cumberland University comes to the PAL on Saturday. They were in action earlier. I looked at those scores, Coach. Lindsey Wilson was trailing Cumberland's. That is a 6-point game at halftime, and Bethel a 5-point advantage over Cumberland University at halftime. But Cumberland University is a team that you even go back to the end of last year. They've given you some of the most difficult tests, and that's an easy one. They don't pass the eye test based on the record, but we've talked about it. They've taken Providence to the wire, right. And they are capable of giving you fits. And I know getting back home on Saturday's fun, but certainly not an easy one.
No, not an easy one at all. None of these games coming up are easy. People may look at it and tell the kids, "Oh, y'all got this, you got this one." No, we do not. It's not that way for our kids, and we have to approach it because we're going to get everybody's best. We know that, and you wouldn't want it any other way. But Cumberland U is a tough team. They've got 3 exceptional kids and 2 more kids I think that are great role players for them. We've got our hands full. We've got to we've been working on the scout obviously, but when you play a team like Georgetown, we've spent 90% of our time on that. So we have to, I guess, burn the midnight oil a little bit and make sure we get all of our bases covered.
The midnight oil, you've got to save some of that for the postseason. I know it comes in handy.
I don't even know if you call it that. I never even know what time of day it is during postseason. It's like you're living in Alaska, when the sun's up for 24 hours.
It is, I say funny looking back at times, but I may come down and get breakfast or whatever, and you and Hootie are scouting and doing things, and we've been up for the last however many hours scouting. I'm like, it's 9:30, and they're like, it's just 9:30. So that's part of it when you get to that time of year.
The most exhausted I think I've ever been in my entire life was when we actually made it to the national finals. It was because that to me the NAIA women's tournament is the hardest tournament in sports because you have to win a lot of games and play well in a short amount of time, and 5 games in 6 days is a lot to ask you.
Coach, congratulations. I'm gonna let you got anything else to add?
I could talk all day, Matt.
Well,
you know that.
I know there's a meal waiting on you. I don't want to keep you away
there is a
from
meal
that.
waiting on us, and we get to see some former Lady Tigers, which I'm excited about that. And Haley Hilliard, you mentioned her. I don't know who else mentioned one of my all-time favorites.
Lindy, you mentioned that
Lindy
national,
Young,
that national tournament
yeah.
run. You got to mention Lindy.
You got to mention Lindy Young, absolutely.
But who's the storyteller of this group that'll go? The former Lady Tigers, is there a storyteller among that group?
Mac and Whitney are both pretty soft-spoken, quiet. Haley Hellier is pretty soft-spoken. But you get Ellen Schultes around her, and then she just gets mad and starts telling stuff. So Lindy would probably be the best of the bunch and be the one that could probably shoulder most of the conversation for him.
We will save our Ellen Schultes stories for another day.
We can do a whole coaching show on Ellen Schultes, that's for sure.
Number 22 provided many laughs for Campbellsville University.
Yeah.
Great moments as well.
Absolutely.
And I talk about this, and since you've got the small get-together going to take place, but it's hard to imagine. This is like 10 years of the Kristen Jacob Mid-South Conference tournament where Georgetown looked like they were getting ready to run off and hide, and Kristen sparked that thing with a block and a steal and a bucket maybe mixed in there, and the next thing you know, you guys went on to win that thing, and that gets back to the Schulteses and Haley Helliers and some of those kids. So, but it's hard to believe it's been that long.
Time flies. I mean, it really, truly does fly. So it's a blessing and a curse. You get attached to all these kids, and then they just up and leave the nest. I said, these parents, they go through it once. I go through it every year. I have to say goodbye to kids and goodness gracious, this year especially, these kids have been around forever, and I want to see them go on and be successful, but I miss them when they're gone.
Senior Day will be senior weekend this year.